really had no idea how long it took me to put a set of strings on. So it's taking me a little bit longer than I thought it would. So playing in a club can be difficult because it's sort of a captive audience. Hopefully, they have come to hear you play, but they may or may not have. So, depending on their taste and depending on the time and everything, it depends on how well it goes, depends on the music. And the interesting thing about it is that try to do as much of your own material as possible. You might as well. People anymore don't know one song from another. They don't really know one genre from another. So do your own stuff. That way you don't have any kind of copyright infringement. You don't have any kind of worry with that. So let me show you what I'm doing here with this. I put this on, and so here's the next one. I wrap this around, coming around like this. And I ring it around. And I do a terrible job at it. And then, after I put it around a couple times, you put it through a little hole. Okay, yeah. And then you pull it tight. And see how it's coming around that way. So now I'm going to turn it right way, hopefully. There we go. All right. There we go. So, because it's sort of hard to play a club, and it's hard to carry your equipment in and out, it's hard to get there, and it's hard to be in front of everybody, most people get somebody else. Some people work as a duo act, because in that way you get to split the whole headache of everything like that. But unfortunately, you got to split the money. And so that's the thing about it, is that you got a 7-piece band. That's $700 split 7 different ways. And so that's a thing to keep in mind. Again, time's money. It is, as far as scheduling. You've got to get together to rehearse and play. You've got to have so much behind the scene going that you don't anticipate how much it's going to take as far as the time goes in the situation. So let's talk about some variations of it. If you work by yourself, start out by yourself. Just start out, just plowing along, just plow along. Get out your guitar, get out your horn, get out your flute, get out your fiddle, get out your ukulele, whatever it is. Right now, later on, after you get done with this video, just get out whatever it is that you always wanted to play, always thought was interesting. The beauty of the Blacksburg Sidewalk Stage, the way that it's currently set up in our area, and probably in your area, if you look around, you may be able to find, you will have in your area a public park, a public spot, some type of area that people gather. And as long as you are not creating a noise complaint and you're not blocking traffic, those are the two main things to bear in mind. You can't block traffic. You can't be in the middle of the sidewalk. You can't be in the middle of the road. And you can't create a noise complaint. You can't be obnoxious. You can't have your music way cut up or whatever it is. Just use that common sense and then start working on your act. Get a sign. Get an idea of what it might be, what it could be, what you'd like for it to be. It's your own deal. It's your own expression of your own art, whatever you want it to be. It can be whatever. The beauty of it, compared to the idea of starting out in a club, is all the things that I said about a club. Those are all the facts that, and I didn't even talk about the money or the people or the drinking or any of the things that you may also have to deal with playing in a restaurant or playing in a club. the thing about it is trying out your things, trying out your music, trying out your song, trying out your act, trying out the fact that you're going to be ignored. Try to get used to that idea. The beauty of it is that there's no moment in which you have to sit down and audition. Just go do it. If you have the opportunity within your space, within your town, within your community, and you want to express yourself and your art and your things that make you happy, just go do it. It's your First Amendment rights. And so that's the thing that you should always try to remember with it, is that this is beautiful, and it's our First Amendment rights, is open free speech. And so you have the ability to share that. And so take advantage of that, especially in our area in the Blacksburg Sidewalk Stage. Look that up if you haven't looked it up already. Find it online. It's got the full information. You can't go, don't embarrass yourself as far as what you do with your it's got all the rules and regulations on it, so just there's not really that many. Just take a look at that. And again, if you see my other videos, always remember to that you're in public. If you're going out to busk and you're in a public space, remember that that is always being looked at by somebody, and so never ever take that for granted. When you go out, make sure that you have that in mind. I just about have the strings on, so this has taken me all of these videos. Thank you so much for watching. I had the wonderful opportunity to meet someone who actually was a subscriber. I was thrilled. So if you're a subscriber and we meet, please, let's get a picture. I'd love to be able to remember and connect with you. My idea on the street is that art and music should never be separated by people's ability to pay and go see something. So that's the reason that for this time I have always performed for free to public areas, public spaces, parking lots. My favorite is handicap spots. And so I enjoy being out in our community. If it gives you a moment's thought other than your worry, then I've done my job. I'm just looking to do some kind of distracting video so that you think it was funny or think it was interesting or it taught you something or taught you something about you didn't know. And so hopefully it's been good. Now, let's real quick get the tuner. What's interesting about the way, because my guitar's older, I always tune it a half step below standard, or actually a whole step below standard. And so with that, I'm able to have less tension on the strings. And it also gives me a lower range as far as being able to sing goes. And so that has worked well for me. So let me see if I can get this in tune. Now here, the difference, excuse me so much, hear the difference in the way that this sounds compared to that very first video where I was letting you hear the thud of the way that that sounded. What I've done is that there is an online tuner that you can get. Just punch it in. It says free online tuner. And then it gives you that. So it's really super handy to and it's a D2. I don't really know what a D2 is, but D is what I tune my top string to. It's supposed to be an E, and so I use a capo. I'll show you that in the next video. But it's supposed to be an E, and I tune it to a D. So let's tune it to a D, and that way it's a little bit lower. And it was interesting because I about had it there just from playing it so much that I pretty well was having it where it would be. always scares me when it does that. It's like when your string is still stretching. So what I'm doing is I'm just turning these knobs. Here we go. Here it comes. Yeah, it's always so funny sounding when it's stretching out. You always check, make sure all your pegs aren't all of a sudden shooting up out of the guitar. What's up with that string? Odd sounding string. Now you can hear the difference in that. All right, it's just about there. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope that you'll think about getting out your instrument, putting new strings on it, getting excited about the ideas of maybe what you can do. If you're a couple, do it together. If you're a family, do it together. If you're retired, go out and do it together. You can do it. You can just have a great time. And I'm really excited for you that you get the opportunity to perform. So many people would love to do it, and I would love to help you do it. So until next time, that's going to sound a little out of tune still. Oh, the summertime is coming, and the leaves are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Where you go, lassie, go. All go together, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Where you go, lassie, go. I will build my love a tower on yon crystal mountain. On it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Where you go, lassie, go. And we'll all go together where the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Where you go, lassie, go. All right, see you next time.